Been a while, hasn't it? Just a couple of 3 years, during which I've been pretty busy accomplishing a whole lot of nothing. Doesn't mean I haven't tried, just that my attempts got a bit overambitious with scale and what I could reasonably achieve. So my main goal for today is pretty simple. Instead of grand musical analysis, just make something musical exist. The main idea is to just take a single note of a single sound, don't do any sound design, and make it interesting through nothing but effects. There. I'm just gonna get a single long note, so if I play this, woo. Now the effects we're going to be using is a simple auto filter, which I'll explain later, and the piece de resistance. Where are you? Reverb, there we go. Reverb basically allows us to pretend that we're playing the sound in a physical room, so how much it bounces off the walls and other fun settings, such as this funnily named dry wet knob, which I totally don't find funny. We are all highly cultured, right? It is funny. Anyway, what this does is it controls how much of the effect we actually hear, so at 100% we only hear the reverb effect, at 0% we only hear the raw audio. Size is another funny thing. It allows us to simulate the size of the room we're making the sound in, right? So smaller size means the walls are closer together, and bigger size means that the sound is echoing in a larger room. A funny thing happens with size if we try to change it as the sound is playing. Listen to this. Might be interesting, right? But then again, I also don't really want to have to move this knob all the time, so we'll get ourselves an LFO, which is basically just a wave. We can change the shape of it. I'll actually make it a stray, which just means it's going to be a bit more random. Instead of just up and down constantly, we're gonna make it move at a bit of a slower rate. Yeah, that sounds good enough. Now, we can use this nifty little map button to map it to this knob, which means this wave is now going to move this knob for us. Okay, not much. Okay, so changing the dry and wet function also has interesting effects. Right? Remember, this is how much of the reverb effect is actually being used. But I feel like once we go down to the below 50% and get a bit more of that raw sound, it loses this specialty. So I'm just gonna move it up here and take another LFO. So how does that sound? Maybe we can also automate the decay function, so how long the reverb lasts for. Let's again loosen that a bit. Okay, that was an interesting movement right there. I still think we need to kind of spread it out a bit more. It's still too, the original sound is still way too sharp, so we can use something called filters. Think of sound as a spectrum, right? On the left here we have the bassy sound, right? The kicks, the drums, the bass. Then we have the midtones, and then the higher you go, the higher the tone that you hear. Filters allow us to kind of shape and carve out specific frequencies of the sound that we might want to keep or ones that we might not want to keep. So in this case, the filter is letting anything under this point play and sound good, and above it, it's gonna mute it. As I move it up. So if we remove the higher frequencies. So the interesting part seems to live about right here. If we remove the low frequencies. We could also try to put a filter before the reverb to decide what the reverb even gets to work with. And maybe let's also make the filter move a bit. Let's add another LFO. Okay. I feel like we're getting somewhere. Let's add a saturator. Let's add another filter. Ooh, okay. What if we instead do a low pass? Yes, sick. Whoa. Whoa. No, definitely not. But if we make this move very slowly, I think this works as a nice like tension-based piece, right? It's like, you know, ambient, kind of scary sounding, something bad is coming, but it is definitely missing something. Maybe another reverb? Nah, let's do it like this. If we group all of these, and if I remember how to do this, do I remember? I do remember how to do it, very nice. So right now, we basically have a little crossroad situation, right? We create a sound, it goes down to the right, then it goes here, with all of these effects, and it comes out changed, but we can also send it down a different path that's gonna do something more with like high tones or higher frequencies, and then change them and modify them separately, but they're both using the same sound as the bass. So let's see what we can do. First off, as I already said, let's use an auto filter and get rid of the bass, because we only want the highs here, really. And also let's mute this one for now. I had a pretty cool idea. What if we take this bandpass filter and just do this? But I'm wondering, can we make this move not like this? Just like jump around so it sounds like we're actually playing different parts. Let's take an LFO. Okay, this could work actually, because it's instant jumps up and down. Okay. Let's just take another LFO and use this LFO to change this LFO. Okay, if I can make something out of this, I'll be genuinely surprised. How does it sound like this? Okay, I think what we could try and do is take this freeze function and turn it on and off randomly to see how that sounds. So, let us do this. Let us do not this, but a remote. And we're gonna control the rate of this again with another LFO. I'm gonna turn it off just for a bit though, because it's kind of fucking my ears. Let's do cut. Let's do remote. So now it should work. Yeah, it should be turning on and off. Oh, I don't know how to feel about this. Let's try to add another chain and see what I can make happen with this. It's missing something sharp, I think. Can we record this? We can, okay. Alrighty, I kind of forgot to mention this in the actual recording, because it was improvised, but I had the idea of taking this funny little noise that we made and recording it as a audio file. The fun part is that you can actually use these audio files as a basis for these things, so you can physically play them on a keyboard. I then also had the bright idea of trying to use this exact file, so this noise thing, as a basis for every single sound used in this track, from kicks to melody to bass, and it turned into something. Was the something good? Oh, suspense. Now what I want to see is, if I take another MIDI track, whoa, I finish this, 1 second. A lot of space on this table. If I take this. Okay, I think it's salvageable. Oh, fuck. Thank God. So, let's just take a little bit of a filter and see where we get interesting stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. Bass. Let me try saturator, just to boost it up a bit. And now, let's just get rid of all the highs where you auto filter. And let's try and do some goofy stuff. Maybe comp. Melody question mark. Okay, what can I do with you? Probably a lower release as well. Let's LFO this thing and see how if it just very slowly moves. Oh, that can also be nice, yeah. I wonder what would happen if I took this and moved it from C. Ah, fuck. I think that's a bit better. What if I add delay to this? Hold on, just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity, where are you? Delay. Okay. I wonder if I can turn this into a kick somehow. Because I think it's missing that, you know, that thing. So, let's think about this logically, right? Yeah, okay, and we are moving in. Yeah, sure. This is totally not gonna be annoying very fast. Let's get ourselves a base. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, okay. I don't think you can do much more here. Maybe a... maybe reverb. But this gives me another idea. If we duplicate you and we'd say this is a fast bass, not that. No, fast bass. Also, don't forget to save. And we take this and do a 16th. Ooh. Oh, yep, yeah, we are definitely. I think we need like a little clap sound somewhere, so let's just duplicate this kick. It's not as bad as I expected, but it's still missing something. It's probably missing normal instruments. Do I try to arrange it into a... Yeah, fuck it, let's try to arrange it. Basically what we're doing is just letting all of this play out, and by pressing this button, Ableton... It's actually kind of groovy, isn't it? It's gonna get recorded into this view. Let's try what we can do here. I don't think we need these two, really. And also let me do some pretty colors. Because I like colors. I like purple. Purple is cool. Damn! And one more thing we can sort of try is if we can do a bit of sidechain compression. Basically the idea is that this nifty little thing is gonna kind of lower the volume or like compress the track when it receives an input from our kick drum. So it's gonna make like more room for the kick, because whenever the kick hits, everything else kind of ducks down to make space for it. So... what if I put it on here, actually? I wonder how it's gonna sound. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, anyway, I think we call this done. Do I do some mixing question? Is it mid? Yes. Is it what I expected? No. Is it the thing that I made? Yes. Which was the purpose, so... Now, fuck it, let's just play it. Also, just keep in mind that everything that you heard today is coming from a single source of sound, specifically. Curiously, I wonder how this would sound with just that instrument. It sounds better if I do nothing at all. Yeah.